I'm sure you all remember this famous scene in Raiders of the Lost Ark when the guy was swinging around his sword, and Indiana Jones just shot him in point blank. Well, now you can play as the man who died like a chump. It's fantastic. He has the sword, obviously. It works the same as the spear that the Hovio's tribesman and Pancot guard has, in the sense that you can throw it at stuff and to cut ropes and crap. But I find the sword to be much smoother to use while fighting. Anyway, while researching this guy, I found a strange but interesting concept. I found this page in the Lego Indy Fanon wiki. Yes, it's a thing. And I found what I assumed to be a fan-made third Lego Indiana Jones game called Lego Indiana Jones 3: The Final Adventures. I don't know why or how this came to be, but I'm interested. All I found so far are just concepts, like levels and stuff, no actual footage. But I encourage you all to look into it and tell me cool stuff you find about it. But why they call it final, when I'm assuming it's just going to be like a repeat of the 4 movies. Unless they're waiting until the 5th movie comes out and then they're going to do all of 5. I don't know. But yeah, tell me what you find about it. Yes, insert lazily made 69 joke. Also, I will mention that the 69 slot goes to the grossest guy in this list. Because he's like the oldest guy on this list. Anyway, this man also carries a sword, but instead of a curved sword, he has one of those classic rounded swords you see in the old castle sets. I guess this fits, because he is the knight guarding an old treasure. I haven't seen The Last Crusade in a long time, and I've been meaning to rewatch it, but if I remember correctly, he's like, what, 1,000 years old or something? Like, that's pretty old. I do remember the Grail Knight not being used to the weight of his own sword. Old people, am I right? Also in this game, he appears in the final level, and I think it's funny that he tries to fight you when you're close to the fountain, and chases you to a certain point, and then turns back, as if he's just done with your crap. Now, this is the first of the women characters. All women have the same ability to jump higher than the men characters. The logic behind that? No clue. But I like Marion the most out of all Indiana Jones girls. So why is she ranked as the lowest of the women? Well, because she has no other abilities. The main ladies in Temple of Doom and The Last Crusade have a second ability to accompany the high jump. Marion just jumps. That's it. It's a shame, really. This is the first variant of Marion you ever see, and that's why she's the lowest. Out of the 4 Marion variants, this one is the most boring. The others are more vibrant, and some are sexier. I'm kidding. I don't find Lego figures attractive. I swear. It's just a joke. This is the variant of Marion you play when you play the Well of Souls level. Her introduction in the level was pretty comedic. Sala gets beat up, poor guy, and Marion gets dropped in. Indiana Jones thinks he's going to catch her, but he doesn't. The developers over at TT Games are complete pranksters. I'll never get sick of that slapstick humor. Wink. No way. Anyway, I have this version of Marion in physical form, and they look pretty much the same. Say, speaking of Sala from a little bit ago, we never got Sala in the Lego set, and that's malarkey. Sorry, I'm talking about Sala in the Marion segment, but there are 2 more Marion characters I need to go over anyway, so keep your panties untwisted, please. This is perhaps the most controversial of the Marions. Why? Well, this is one scandalous outfit for a Lego game. Granted, she didn't really have a choice of changing her clothes when she was kidnapped, and I guess I've seen more revealing Lego printing in Lego Star Wars. Really, I'm not too turned on by this Marion. Again, I'm kidding. I swear to God. Lego FBI, if you're watching, it's all a joke. Just making sure if the SWAT busts through my door, it's the viewer's fault, not mine. And listen, I did not rank this Marion higher than the others because she's she's hot. And she's not hot, by the way. I guess I just like the faint purple on her. I guess. I swear I'm not attracted to Lego minifigures. See what I mean? Isn't this Marion strikingly more vibrant than the others? I mean, this is the most notable of the Marions, I think. And I also really like the scene in the movie. And I think it's a favorite by a lot of people too. Not necessarily because of Marion, but the monkey and Monkey Man. But more on him later. Regardless, this is my favorite variant of Marion because of the vibranticity of the clothes itself. Like, let's be honest. When has anyone else seen someone wear something like that in real life? Indiana Jones be making Cairo look better than it is, and that's including all the bandits. Okay, I'm kidding. I never went to Egypt. I'm sure it's a beautiful place, guys. Now you're probably wondering, who the frick, pardon my language, is Dancing Girl? Well, she's one of Willie's background dancers, and gets in your dang way while you try to play the Shanghai level in the Temple of Doom. Well, to be fair, it's the Dancing Girl number 2 that gets in your way, but Dancing Girls nonetheless. Nothing satisfies me more than jumping on one of those gongs that you can ride for some reason and running those Dancing Girls over. These Dancing Girls have the high jump too, and you know what? Just assume every woman character in this game has the high jump. Why does the Dancing Girl rank higher than Marion if I hate her so much? I guess I like her hat. Seriously, I mean, how else am I supposed to rank them if they have the same exact abilities? You want me to do an in-depth character analysis of the Dancing Girl in the film and compare it to Marion? No, I'm not going to do that much research for the series. Sorry, fellas. Okay, remember the last part when I said Enemy Boxer was the last character with nothing but fists, but then I said I made a mistake and I'll fix it in part 3? Well, here we are. Listen, I swear this guy had a hatch ability. Again, I'm not going to spoil what that means to people who haven't played the game, though everyone should. Just know that I'll explain the hatch ability in part 5. Anyway, this guy is unlocked after playing the Young Indy bonus level, and this is one of the instances where the little brother was stuck with this ding-dong. He was completely useless in that level, and he was only there because, you know, co-op purposes. Nothing much to say about him, really. I mean, he's everything Hitler wanted to be. I mean, look at him. Blonde hair, very blue eyes. Just putting that out there. Perhaps TT Games were trying to hint at some social commentary. It's unlikely, but I swear, that kid's eyes weren't that blue in the movie. Just saying. Okay, now that we got most of the mistakes straightened out, let's end off this part with a couple of old guys. Now, Brody is actually pretty interesting if you look into his past. He founded his own national museum, he speaks frickin' ancient Greek, and he became a dean of Marshall College, one of the places Indiana Jones taught. Also, let's think about this for a minute. Indiana Jones taught archaeology. Who can imagine him doing that? Ignoring the few scenes he actually was teaching. But, like, he just walks in with his fedora. He's like, with his whip, and he's like, yeah, let's learn some artifacts. Am I hitting a nerve with anybody yet with that one? And anyway, Brody is the first to have the academic ability in this game. You know, the book one. Basically, it's just a memorization minigame. 4 tiles are highlighted on a 3x3 board, and you copy it in the correct order. And that's all, really. Brody is the worst academic character because he's kind of just thrown into the game because he had an impact on the movie, but the cutscenes don't really explain how. But, you know, he's there. Now, I know this is everyone's favorite Indiana Jones villain. Seriously, though. All the other antagonists were cool to a degree. Belloc, cool robe guy who had his face melted off. Mola Ram, extremist cult leader who literally stole hearts. And Irina Spalko, badass Soviet lady that can use a sword. And Donovan, that guy. He's an American who allied with the Nazis to receive a holy sip of water. And look where that ended him up. Dead. And it wasn't even that climactic. He just sipped it and shriveled up. And that's about it. At least have your face melted off, or eaten by alligators, or disintegrated by aliens, I guess. I don't know, man, whatever works. You failed the Holy Grail test, and that's okay, we all make mistakes. This time, it's just that you messed up on a test that has no retake. The only redeeming factor is that this guy played General Veers. Also, he has the academic ability, by the way, but the most redeeming factor is that he played General Veers.